Thanks everybody for joining us today. Really special. I wanted to hop on. I got three really good people on today. It's timely news, and I'm glad I could get everybody to coordinate their schedules for this. Please, I mean, Steve Ehrlich, CEO, founder of Voyager. I got Jon Najarian, co-founder of Market Rebellion, along with CJ, his crypto guru, and you know, a bunch of things that we want to talk about in a relatively short period of time. But the most important news right now is the $2+ million round that Voyager just went through and completed. Some heavy hitting investors on board. Also, I mean, couldn't have come at a better time. Tough time to capital raise, period. But it just goes to show the trust, you know, that's placed behind Voyager's business and it moving forward. And Jon Najarian, his brother, both parts of that round. I mean, they believe in the company. They're invested in the company now, as well as, you know, a couple other things. One is Market Rebellion is launching a crypto trading room with an execution app based on Voyager. This is like taking it to the next step, right? So guys, I don't even know where to begin right now, but Steve, let's go to you and just tell me what's going on. Tell me what happened, how this all came to be. We had you on not too long ago, and of course you didn't say a word. So now it's a big surprise.
Well, look, hey, first, thanks for having me again. Thanks for being, you know, great being with Jon and CJ. You know, it came together pretty quick between all of us. It's our business has started to really take off. I said that to you last time we spoke. Calendar Q1 was our first real good quarter since we've only been launched about 9 months now. And this quarter, the June quarter, has been just out of this world, just doubling on top of that March quarter. So we looked to the markets to get some real good strategic partners that we felt really comfortable with. I've known John, Pete, and Dirk for quite some time, and they've been building on our app, and we're just super excited to have them and all the experience they bring to the table to be our partners and to really grow this crypto business, because I think we're starting to see a lot more adoption. We're starting to see others in the field not focus on the retail consumer like we want to, and this is just the best time for us to keep going and bringing on some great partners. We're super excited.
Yeah, no, awesome. And, you know, Jon, tell us, when anyone parts with their money, it's a very deep thought process that goes, you know, through one's head. Tell me what you were thinking and how this, you know, came to be on your side and from your mindset.
Sure. Well, you know, we've known Steve for years. We knew him when he was running a number of high-profile active trading equity and equity options brokerage firms. And then last October, we basically announced a partnership with Voyager whereby we would, and I think at a conference that we were at with you, in fact, Alex, we said, hey, we're going to launch with Stephen because, number one, we think that Voyager has great execution quality for customers, and customers are always looking around for not just price, but they're looking around for, okay, how good is the execution that I'm going to get? Can I trust them? Because we all know there are so many exchanges out there in the crypto world that it's really incumbent on the trader to kind of find where they can get in, where they can get out, and what other things might be offered through the broker that they choose to use. Because in some cases, in many cases, in fact, the brokerage and the exchange are one and the same. So what we really liked about Voyager was, number one, ease of use. If CJ, who's with us on the call here, if CJ and Matt were offering up some insights about crypto, and some of our subscribers were going over to make a trade in crypto, if that is too cumbersome, they might not stay a customer for long of ours, let alone of that brokerage firm. So we thought, given what we'd seen from Voyager, that this would be a great opportunity to have a partnership with them Although, as you say, Alex, at that time, that was only a partnership with us just handing off clients to them because we respected what they had built. And then you get into the part where you actually join them and make an investment in them. To your point, when you put, when you push money across the table, that's when it's real, not just when you're paper trading. And when we see what they've built and see who the people are that are involved, and maybe I'll let Stephen speak to that, but the people that are involved in Voyager right now were the kind of people we wanted to be in business with. Steve Ehrlich, top of the list, but then his investor group that he has in Voyager were the sort of people that we wanted to do business with, that we knew, just like you, Alex, that were trusted people, people that could help businesses grow exponentially. And so that's one of the things that really got us excited.
I mean, absolutely. Going back to investors, Steve. I mean, Susquehanna led the round, and it plays to no small part the fact of what John was saying with the relationship a person has with their broker, and you not being a single venue execution platform, I think really does make a difference. I mean, especially what we're seeing lately with various other apps or platforms during volatile periods. There's you almost build a really strong inherent trust until that trust is broken, and then people just complain all over it. It's
definitely the investor group we have that John related to with Streamline Ventures and Susquehanna, really strong group. Streamline Ventures is one of the most successful VCs out in Silicon Valley. Susquehanna, the name speaks for itself. But then on top of all that, the model that we've put in place is one that mimics a lot of the equity and option market. And we're not subject to one exchange going down and not allowing our customers to trade when the market goes up or down $1,000. And we've seen that. And we've seen that with multiple apps. And that's why we took on the way we wanted to always do this was always about making sure that we could be up and we have execution quality across the board and build that dynamic smart order router so customers feel comfortable and they could trust us in any type of market. And when markets, and these markets do fluctuate, and it's not just the crypto market anymore. We see the equity market and option market, they're all over the place on every given day. Today's, I think the equity market was down 4 or 5% last I looked.
We're talking during a bloodbath right now. I believe we hit 1,700 just before this.
And remember what would happen, and I remember those days, the early 2000s when I was at an online broker. We'd go down and we can't have that anymore. Technology is too good. I mean, there's too much ways to build this system that you can do it. And when I was at my old business in the day trading world, we didn't go down on flash crash day. And that's the whole mindset that we have in how we built Voyager. We're not, we've got to be there for the customers, good, bad, sideways markets. It doesn't matter.
For sure. Let's talk just briefly about the financials of the company. As we touched on this the last time we had you on, but there is that all of a sudden that added pressure when you create full transparency of a company. Now you enjoy it. I mean, you relish in the moment. You say, listen, we're going to be transparent, and whether we do right or if we make a mistake, you're going to know about it, and we're going to be honest. So, to the stock price, I think there was an 18% tumble the day after this was announced, or somewhere around there. But overall, even with that, your stock price has, I believe, doubled since, a year ago, is it?
Well, yeah, I think it's actually, we expected that. When we announced it, look, we've got the quality of investors we took in at the prices we did were fair value for those investors and for the company in general. And it was a give or take 20% dilution, which I expected then the day we announced it, the stock would go down. It absorbed that dilution, but it came rocketing right back. Someone just sent me a text. I think that our stock price is up again today when the rest of the market's getting it. We're up. And it just shows people are understanding the model. People are understanding that we're not a mining company that's subject to the variable price of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin or any other cryptos move, we actually do better because that's volatility, that's volume. That's what we like those times. And again, back to being up in those times, customers appreciate that. So the stock, and to the transparency, it's why we did this in day one. We went public. We think when you're a private company, your numbers are not, there for people to look at. Whether you have the assets is only what you say. Our numbers are out there. We show what the customer payables are. We show what our assets are, and it's audited by a public accounting firm. And our year ends June 30th. We're right in the beginning of that audit right now, and we're happy to be part of it. We think it's
yeah. No, I was saying that in a positive sense.
Yeah,
I think it's a testament that the stock price reflects the belief of the platform. And, and given a lot of other things in the market that are going on, it truly is a word to Voyager, a couple other notes. And I, John, you probably went over all this going into this deal and stuff like that with a fine tooth comb. But I think you've reduced your first quarter loss was 50% of the prior year's first quarter loss. I mean, you have not been around that long, and you are systematically just chopping down on the exact correct path of a startup.
Have enough experience in that, right? Over the years in running companies like that. And we made decisions in October, November about where we wanted to be as a company and where our cash flow was and how we were going to get to a break-even perspective and the overheads we needed to be at and the right people to build. And we made all those tough decisions in October, November to right-size our ship to be more efficient. So we were ahead of a lot of what came out in the virus and so forth. But that's part of running a startup, right? Is you always have to be thinking nimble and put the company in the best position to succeed. And fortunate enough that we did it ahead of the time, and now in a great position to succeed because the cuts came at the same time the business started rolling with more revenue, more assets. I think the assets from December to March were something like 3x, and I think we're double that already in the month of June from where we were in March. And so we just had to put the company in a position to succeed, and that's what we did. My board is really excited about the business and the decisions we make or we do as a team, and we were satisfied where we were.
No, it's truly a great job that you guys have been doing in team. CJ, tell us a little about now, beyond the investing, there's now this big partnership between Voyager and Market Rebellion. It's almost harking back to what the core business of Market Rebellion is, which is for the options education. But now you're adding execution to that. I mean, this is a pretty big deal for Market Rebellion in general.
Yeah, absolutely. We're tremendously excited to release this project, this product. And there's three core components. I mean, yeah, we're integrated with Voyager, but we're also going to be providing trade ideas for not just the beginner trader, but the advanced trader as well. And following that up with education. So not just what these trade ideas are, but also the education on how to interpret them, how to approach the market with proper risk parameters, position sizing. And so we're going to be providing entries, exits, and stop losses to everyone in our community. And anything I do or our analysts do at Market Rebellion, you will know about in real time. And we also have this charting platform that, I mean, I'm excited to use this in my own trading. And I think when the community sees what we have to offer, they're going to be even more excited. And being integrated with Voyager, I mean, that's just icing on the cake, right? Because you got zero commissions. And if you hold Bitcoin on Voyager more than 0.01, you're getting 3% interest. That's incredible upside for any potential client of Voyager. And having that is, like I said, just icing on the cake.
And John, do you think you're going to get crossover from your current options trading community that, let's say weren't touching crypto and now going, hey, we trust the Najarian brothers on the option side. Now they have the crypto stuff. Now I think it's time for us to educate ourselves and start playing in that pool.
Yeah, I do. And maybe it's because of trust, Alex, and that would be great. Hopefully we've earned that. but it also could be that people that trade derivatives are already at, the top of that pyramid. I mean, if you're trading options or options on futures, chances are you're somebody who's a little more educated and also has seen sort of the good and bad sides of leverage. Because, yeah, there are plenty of places you can go and trade Bitcoin or other altcoins for 50 to 1 margin or more. Is that always a smart move? No. But I think it really drives home that they need to know what they're doing when they're trading. And that's why CJ and Matt and the team have put together a full crypto educational site as part of Market Rebellion. When we were looking at Steve and trying to do deals with Steve when he was in that day trading firm for equities and so forth, we were always aware that if you educate a client, they can stay a client a lot longer because they survive. If you just say, hey, have at it, go for a 200 to 1 leverage on those options that trade on XYZ exchange, you can blow yourself up pretty fast. And not just that, but you can, all of their friends, what are they going to tell them? Well, yeah, I tried that and it didn't work and I lost a bunch of money. So, I'm out. Well, you probably infected, just like COVID, you infected a whole bunch of other people's brains with the idea that, nah, that's not for me. If Jojo couldn't make money trading Bitcoin futures or Bitcoin options or whatever it might be, I probably can't either. So instead, having a solid education, and again, they don't have to do it with us, but we do have that. It's going to be a kick. When you see what's on here as far as the App Store, for Market Rebellion Crypto, you're going to be blown away, Alex.
What are we talking about? What's the timeline here? Are we going to get to play with it soon?
Yes, days, if not just, CJ and I thought this was going to launch at the end of May. Apple's given us the approval already. So now we just need, basically to get the blessing from, the risk folks, and then we're good to go with it. And I think people will really love it because like CJ and Matt are using it in beta. When you see what it looks like, and we'll make sure we get it out to you so you can even write a review, Alex. We'd love that. But it's going to be something that brings more people into the crypto space because they'll feel more comfortable. It'll feel more like a real trading app than so many of the other places out there that you'll be able to go right from, for instance, a recommendation or a subscription product on that app straight over to Voyager and do the trade like that.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, and going back to the education part and how important that is. I mean, I don't know what kids are hitting up the Robinhood accounts for Chesapeake and Hertz right now, but someone should have had an educational video on that.
Well, I mean, look, we've seen what happens when people give 100 to 1 margin. We've seen that game before, right? I mean, it was called the FX market, and those companies had to keep refilling the bucket of their customers because they blow them out, and then they have to go get new ones. And that's not a good business model. As John said, that's a terrible business model. Your business should always be about how you grow your customers' wealth, not just take it and go get the next customer. And I think that's why I'm super excited about the Market Rebellion, because we could push some of our customers that are using Voyager today to get more education so they could be longer term and make more money. And I do believe that 100 to 1 leverage is just, you might as well take that $100 you're putting down in that account, go to Vegas because it's open, and go drop it on black or red and figure out, and you'll have a better chance of success.
And it's more fun and free drinks.
Yeah, if you can stay long enough, you get a couple of drinks out of it. So, yeah, we're super excited because I think it's all about making long-term wealth for people, not this short. It's not a short-term game. It's a long-term game, and that's why we're excited.
And CJ, with this, are you guys, now that, I mean, it's a pretty big business you guys have now forecasted for the crypto side from way back when I first met you and Monty. Are you guys looking to build out the crypto group at Market Rebellion? Does this spell expansion for you guys?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt. In fact, the technology that we've been working with, it's awesome because we've realized if we want to take it a step further, we can actually implement some of that into our options room, way down the line in the roadmap. But in terms of where we want to allocate our resources and what fields that we want to pursue, we see crypto as Paul Tudor Jones says, the fastest horse.
And Steve, for you, with this newfound money, are there surprises in the works? You don't have to disclose if there are, but now I want to know: are there any surprises that the money's going to be used on for furthering Voyager, or are you guys concentrating on just growing on the foundation right now that you've so successfully built?
Well, there's a couple of things, and we've said this before. One is trying to bring shorting and margin to crypto accounts, really important for us. We're working on that. Working on a desktop version so we can make some headway there. And then, kind of one of the other reasons I'm so excited to be partnered with John, Pete, and Dirk and the team is the brokerage knowledge that they also have. And we have a broker dealer, and we've always thought that there's an opportunity to trade Bitcoin to options and equities, and therefore doing the cross margin, cross currency. And so now we have some more expertise to help us guide us to be able to get there quicker on that. And that's what the whole fundraise is for, is bring those products to market even quicker. On top of, the great charting and everything that Market Rebellion is building, figuring out how we could get that, as part of our offering too, is there's so many opportunities. But those are the big 3 or 4 that we're working on, and we're looking to expedite now.
So I guess this is what happens when real Wall Street guys get together and start crypto stuff.
It's the right way to do it.
We hope. You've got all the ingredients, Alex, for a really successful brokerage for crypto here. And as Steve said, perhaps expanding that because, when you've got Susquehanna and the kind of investors that they are, the kind of investors that I can't talk about right now that are jumping in here. I think that if they open it up to their networks, if we push it out to our network, if we're able to put this stuff on CNBC and on, shows like yours, Alex, and, podcasts and the rest, we should be able to really create a lot of magnetism for folks to come on over and check it out. And I think once they do, obviously they'll love the price and then they'll love the executions and the fact that it's really easy to use.
Sorry, Alex, I challenge anybody to find a group of entrepreneurs that have been put together as part of this, that have the level of experience and knowledge that this entire group now has, whether it's an exchange or another broker. There's nobody that meets the academic and the entrepreneurial spirit that we've all brought together for all the many years that we've done our separate businesses now all coming together. It's none of the exchanges or some of these apps that are out there for crypto meet any of the criteria that we bring. They just don't. It's not. No,
it's mind-boggling. Yeah. That's why I got excited when I read the news. I was like, well, none of you guys told me, and I got excited. I was outside, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is 3 of my favorite people here. I mean, and you guys came together, and this is. I don't see any downside. I really don't. So, guys, thank you for hopping on. For everybody out there, all the information on how to contact and interact with Voyager and with Market Rebellion will be in the description. I want, CJ and Steve, let everybody know where they can come to get to you guys. I know you now have a carved out crypto URL at Market Rebellion. Where can people just go straight on in?
marketrebellion.com/Bitcoin. One more time, just marketrebellion.com/Bitcoin. You can find everything you need to know there.
Steve, what about you guys? How do people learn more about Voyager who haven't heard of you, which is hard to believe?
Yeah, the investvoyager.com, or find us in the App Store or the Google Play Store. And then you can find our stock traded on the OTC markets at VYGVF, or on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol VYGR. So you could take part, with Voyager by either being a customer, shareholder, or both.
Awesome. Guys, I didn't want to talk about the markets today and what's going on. Just keep everybody out of that. Thank you guys so very much. One last pressure point to you, Steve. I can't wait for New York, so please hurry up so I can get going. Guys, thank you very much. This is an awesome deal, and much success to all of you.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Always a pleasure, Alex.